first of all, thank you guys for tuning in, and we're excited to be here. Huge fans of eCommerce Fuel, the community that's being built, and especially being able to be part of this New York chapter. So kudos to Hassan. Let's give it up for him for a second to put this together. And then the Godfather, Andrew, for putting the bigger piece of this together. So again, we're super excited to be part of eCommerce Fuel and what's being driven here today. And a lot of what we're going to go over today is what we've built, what we're part of, and some tactical pieces from the three of us and the three different roles we play at Obvi. So before we jump in, just want to give you guys a little bit of color of where we are, what we do, and what we're part of. So we started a brand called Obvi about 4 years ago, and today it's a health and wellness brand for women focused around collagen, and collagen helps with hair, skin, nails, and a lot of other beauty elements. We also most recently acquired a coffee brand called Coffee Over Cardio, which is a sub 8-figure brand, so not too big. And then Power Rangers, which we're actually starting from the ground up completely from zero. It's a pet supplement line. And then with our free time, we create a podcast called Chew on This, where we're the co-hosts and we share a lot of our learnings and mistakes and successes from our different brands. What's cool here about the three brands we have is they actually range from the entire spectrum of growth. So Power Rangers we treat as like a complete startup, budget, super scrappy. We have our hands, we have our sleeves rolled up. Coffee Over Cardio is something we acquired that we're trying to scale now, but still trying to stay very budget oriented and profitable. And then Obvi has done a little over now 60 million in revenue in these 4 years. It was bootstrapped, and we were the three founders behind it. So kind of get a little picture of everything here. A little bit again of why you should maybe care about what we've done. So we bootstrapped Obvi to 30 million in 3 years before we did our first seed round, which we actually raised through Twitter and LinkedIn. We share everything we do in public. So we've shared our P&Ls, we've shared our processes, we've shared everything we've done and built in public on Twitter and LinkedIn. So it's kind of cool that a lot of the investors at Obvi are actually friends and people in our network and some people in this room. We've done, again, a little over 60 million now in revenue, and we just recently, 2 months ago, rolled out nationwide to Walmart. So we're getting our first taste of retail and learning a lot from there too, so please ask questions about that at the end. And then we've been a 11-person team, so we're not super tiny, but we're also not super big, so we've been able to stay lean, so excited to touch about that. And then 2022, we were the brand of the year by Stack3D. I'll go into what we're going to cover today. So a little bit of BFCM prep, because I think email is something that we all just feel like we all know, but we don't talk about it enough. So I want to touch on that. Ash is going to go into performance marketing hacks, structure, and offers. And then Ankit's actually going to go over branding and design and why we rebranded. Cool. So put your phone down if any of these following apply to you guys. You have less than 6 months of burn left in your brand. You can't raise capital in this climate. Ad costs are making it impossible to scale. Competition is only getting worse. Saturation in your industry is only increasing. Or your CAC to LTV ratios just don't make sense. One thing before we jump in and start our program off, we just want to set the stage about why we believe this is the hardest time to build a D2C brand. If you think about it, we're post-pandemic, we're pre-recession, we're in misinflation, we're post-iOS 14 update, and some say we're facing the largest economic downturn. So just let that sink in. If you're struggling, we struggle a lot, we're still struggling. If you're struggling, you're not alone. If you're doing great, even better, because it's probably only gonna get easier from here, hopefully. But just wanna set the tone, set the room, set the stage. Challenges are everywhere, and no one's just perfect right now. All right, cool. So let's jump into emails and BFCM prep. All right, so one thing that I think is super important for us is building the BFCM roadmap. We've historically always ran our Black Friday sales a month long. What I mean by that is our Black Friday, Cyber Monday campaign is typically November 1st to December 1st. Part of that is we want to beat the rush. Number two, we're a little bit greedy. And number three, we also just want to make sure that we can learn and iterate within the Black Friday cycle. So one of the things we do is we do a lot of pre-BFCM teasers, which is actually happening now. Like we'll start putting out into our community, which we have a pretty large Facebook community. We'll start emailing, SMS, just talking about, hey, Black Friday is coming, get ready, there's something gonna be big, there's gonna be something coming. And the whole point of it is to start teasing the idea of offers and unique items coming their way. We start this about 14 days before. And then what we'll do from here is we'll tie this up to a big reveal day. So call it maybe, I think it's next week or in 10 days, we have a big reveal day. But what we're revealing there is just the offer we're going to have available for them for Black Friday, right? But if you think about what we're doing leading up to this is we're already starting to talk about it, the narrative is there, etc. A lot of people say, well, does it cannibalize sales for people who maybe will stop shopping because they know Black Friday is coming? Maybe, but it can also strengthen the LTV and AOV during that Black Friday cycle because we run longer. And then we also provide an incentive on where the offer will be. So a lot of things that we do with Black Friday is it's all access based. We believe in this like really deep concept that our customers, nothing is given to them, everything's earned. So if you want to know what the offer is going to be, well then you're going to have to go and like the last TikTok story we posted. If you want to know what we're releasing or what product's coming out next, you're going to have to join our community. If you want to know anything about Obvi, you're going to have to download our app, right, that we use through TapCard. Everything that we do at Obvi is access-based because I think you can actually make your customer work a little bit harder for you too. These products we release, these offers we all create, us building a brand, it's a lot of work too. I think sometimes we devalue by putting things out too quickly without actually making people earn it. So a lot of what we do, again, is a little bit elongated during BFCM, but we make it incentive driven, and we also let our customers earn what the access point is and what the offer is gonna be. So one thing I'll go into is a little bit of our email cycle and journey. So the pre-sale email goes out first, and that's pretty much the idea of, hey, here's what we're going to release, or here's what we're thinking about putting out, and it's a little bit of a tease, a little bit of a pre-sale, a little bit of hopeful intent. After that, we'll do the introduction email and SMS, which is basically, hey, this is available, this is ready to be purchased. From there, what we also will start including is a little bit of branding and education. I think a lot of people, what they do is just offer, followed by offer. We actually slice ours up a little bit to offer, but then, hey, we're gonna also re-educate you and re-remind you why you should buy. I think BFCM is a time where people are, that we all as founders assume everyone knows what they wanna buy, and so we just assume that they just want an offer. But educating and re-reminding them why the brand's important is something that we put in. Do a reminder SMS, then we have a closing soon email. So what we do is we cycle our stuff to where it'll lead up to this encore piece. So what we do is we'll actually end our sale a little early, okay? Only to bring it back, so I'll touch on that in a second. But what we'll do is we'll start warming them up into, all right, our sale's gonna end next week, right? Call it the week of Black Friday, but we'll end it maybe a little bit earlier than Black Friday. And we'll actually end it. We'll close the store, we'll end the coupon codes, etc. And we go into this 24 to 48 hour break. And then while everyone else is doing their last chance, final offers, etc., the cycle where everyone else is kind of pushing their consumer to buy, we're kind of cooling it. And then after 24 to 48 hours, we'll go for the encore of, we're back one last time to kind of almost, again, rebeat the rush, right? So that's a little bit of our strategy. And just wanted to give you guys a different way of thinking about Black Friday, Cyber Monday, because I think we're all kind of forced to traditionally think about, there's this 1 week, there's this one way to do it, offer. And a little bit more about what we do, which I'll get into in a little bit, is a lot of over-segmenting. Ash is a huge fan of segmenting every single consumer. If it was up to him, he'd email each of our customers individually. But we've found a really good path of how to take messaging, last chance messaging, clear CTAs, selling the benefit, closing in on people, re-bringing back things that we closed down, and overall just kind of going against the grain a little bit. And I think that's one thing I hope you guys can walk away with, is maybe challenging the way you're gonna approach your Q4, approach BFCM, because 90% of the people are gonna do it the same way. And if you think about from last Black Friday to this Black Friday, there's been more brands. The barrier to entry to creating new brands has become lower. So just competition's higher, right? So everyone's attacking every consumer out there. So just think about things a little bit differently. Okay, I'll go through this pretty quickly, but here's just like 5 things not to do. Again, I think these are concepts that are typically done because we're all forced to think a certain way. But don't send all your emails at peak open times, right? If 9 a.m., 12 p.m., 5 p.m., and 9 p.m. are your peak open times, you don't have to send every email then. Again, the consumer is bombarded with so much, we need to think about how to attack them differently. And then bombarding your customers with too many emails, right? Again, what we do is we try and cycle a sale within a sale. So even within your Black Friday period, try and see how that week, if you're just gonna do that 1 week, how can you almost have a little bit of a, hey, it's gonna end soon, and then maybe bring it back, but still do it all within a week, instead of just bombarding everyone every single day. And then I think one thing that's really important in this, or the last 2 points, is scheduling your emails and not looking at it. I think a lot of us, and even us, we've done this, where you schedule it and you never go back and look at the data because it's all scheduled for the week and you just trust it's gonna work. Going back and looking at how day 1 did, how the A/B test did, and then re-optimizing day 2, day 4, day 5, day 7, based on that data. I think scheduling has made us all a little bit more lazy, but data is actually still king, and I think taking that data and optimizing is super important. And then lastly, time zones. Emailing West Coast people at 6 a.m. because in East Coast, 9 a.m. is what's practical. Doesn't make sense. Sometimes it's often forgotten, but I think it shouldn't be. And then I'll touch on just segmentation a little bit. Here's our main segments: active and engaged 90 days, one-time customers, repeat customers, non-customers, and then we go a little bit hyper-focused where if they bought X product, or they're returning on X amount of times, they're also going to be segmented differently. But what I'm going to put up is this slide, which I think is really, really crucial. It's something Ash actually put together, and it actually shows how detailed we are. And we'll put a QR code to download this presentation too if you guys need it afterwards. But what's really cool here is you have abandoned cart, welcome series, post-purchase, quiz flow, browse abandonment, replenishment flow, win-back series, subscription, sunset flow, etc., right? Within each flow, though, we segment again. A lot of people get confused with the segments being where people are in their journey, which is abandoned cart or post-purchase, etc. The segments are actually where people are in terms of the behavior they've had with your company. So if someone who's purchased once or someone who's purchased multiple times abandoned cart, that should be totally different messaging. Right? A returning customer who abandoned, you should almost be like, what the hell? What's going on here? Why would you do that, right? Similar to the welcome series, right? The way the welcome series is like, if you look at someone who came from the homepage, right, and is just shopping in general, the welcome series for that customer is way more inviting, maybe talking about the brand, who the founders are, what the products are, benefits, etc., versus the people who came from a landing page that was direct response from this type of ad and were asked to buy XYZ. First of all, that welcome series should probably tie that experience back. The messaging should include that. The offer should be re-indicative of what they saw on the landing page. And then within the landing pages, you have different products, right? We have Burn, which is one of our best sellers. We have Burn Elite, which is our second bestseller. And then we have Collagen, which is our third bestseller. All 3 of them have different welcome series based on where they came from the top of the funnel. So I know it sounds all like a lot of work and split up a lot, but it's just something that if you put in the time to do, you'll actually be able to get super segmented. Do the same thing with post-purchase, win-back flows, et cetera. I have no idea what the next slide is. But,
2 minutes.
oh, cool, thanks. All right, cool. So I think from there, the next piece is that I wanted to touch on is nailing your offer, copy, and design. I think the biggest thing I'll say for offer is just making it access-based, which is tying back to what I first said, is super important. I'd really challenge all of you guys where before you reveal what you're giving, get something out. It can be as simple as go like my last video, join my community, download my app, whatever you want to do, just get something before you give something. On the copy end, I think the biggest piece is there's a few elements, right? So,
where are you guys?
yeah, right there, perfect.
Right here?
Yeah.
Oh, you have to click it? Okay.
Yeah.
Laptop.
All right, cool. So being precise with messaging, not avoiding fluffy words. Like this is the biggest sale of the year. Obviously, it's Black Friday. It should be your biggest sale of the year. Just remove the fluffy words and get more precise. Emotionally charged words like unmissable, exclusive, once in a year, they're good, but make sure you're not surrounding that fluff word with more fluff. Clear CTA, making sure you have shop now, grab yours, discover the deal. But the other thing is changing your CTA across the different days. Shop now across every single day. You're not re-triggering them to think, oh, what's different here, right? Oh, it's almost making me take a different action. Building trust, I think this part's really important where we actually, with an offer email, we won't just put the offer, we'll actually tell them, hey, there's X amount of customers who bought, this is the success they've seen, etc. And then the FOMO piece, right? The limited stock, almost gone. We thrive off of this. It still works really well, but you need to be authentic about it. If you just say it's limited stock and last day, then tomorrow they come back, it's still available, you're not authentic, and they're not stupid. All right, cool. Nailing the design piece, I think this part's really, really cool. The way Ankit designs our emails is actually in line with how our landing pages are created. So if you think about it, landing pages are one of your top performing ways to convert possibly, right? Or your PDP. Yet the way we design emails have like nothing to do with it. So actually most of our emails are a rip off of our landing page so that the customer stays in the same experience that they're used to. They're reminded about what this product does, why they need it, and what the offer is, the trust factor, the guarantee, almost like they're going through the whole landing page piece again, right? So try and tie your experiences a little bit. I think sometimes we try and over-invent how to market on each platform. You actually just need to kind of make it a little bit more similar. All right, I think we're running on time. So I'm just gonna show you guys a few examples of stuff we do. Here's like a strategic email where what we do here in an example like this is if you see what's in bold on the top, that's actually an excerpt that's pulled out from a survey that we do post-purchase where we ask them why did they buy something. So the welcome thank you email that we send them includes their reason into that email. The rest of it's a template, but there's a personal element tying back to their purchase. So they're like, oh wow, yeah, I did buy this for that reason. I'm excited again. Another cool thing we do with abandoned carts, we'll do mystery elements. So, hey, we just added this item in your cart, go check it out. We'll also make the code mystery. Instead of just always doing, the 1 hour, 3 hour, and 1 day email, and it always being like this discount on the first one, a better discount on the next one, and a reminder on the third one. We kind of do ours to get the click going. This way we can at least segment those people out who are clicking, and we can get more aggressive with them if we need to, but create some mystery elements. These are what our access emails look like. You can't see what we're gonna give you unless you give us something. We even collect like messenger opt-ins. I know not a lot of people use Messenger, but just get it. Just get anything you can get from the customer. Another thing we do is just a lot of like, hey, you're one of 20 customers that are going to get this special offer, right? And then we'll only send it to a smaller group so that they go in the community and share it. And I was like, oh, I'm one of 20, I'm one of this. Again, trying to do more hyper segmenting actually can fuel a lot of FOMO for the other customer base. We do a lot of, if you look at the subject line here, 7 hours and 4 minutes, right? A lot of obscure testing. It's like, what, 7 hours and 4 minutes for what? And then if that makes them open it, well, they need to click to see it, right? And again, these are obviously going to people who have higher intent, not to someone who doesn't know anything about our brand. But just get them down the journey further. Really love strategic emails where this is a good example of someone who does embedded polls. So it's not like you click to go do a poll. The poll is the email. So this is embedded in the email and it collects the data right there. These are some really good examples of like people who make you do a crossword to get the discount code. Now think about the customer who uses the discount code. They just spent 10 minutes doing a crossword. They're gonna buy, right? So now you hyper-segment them for differently there. All right, let's jump into performance marketing.
Thanks, Ron. Give it up for Ron. Black Friday, emails and everything, so get ready. So I'm gonna jump into some performance marketing stuff. Who here is running Facebook ads? Hopefully everybody, right? So I'm gonna talk a little bit about some things that we kind of like fucked up on over the last couple years and what we're looking at now. And the first things first, right? Everybody has to know their numbers. I'm the first one to admit that I wasn't exactly fully aware of everything that was going on. We had the finance team be like, you know what, you just have to stick to a $50 CPA and everything's good. I was like, all right, cool, I could do that. But that didn't account for everything. It didn't account for the big picture. It didn't account for costs and COGS and discounts and whatever it is, right? So who here, when running ads, is focusing on their CPA to determine success? CPA, okay. What about new customer ROAS? Okay. What about contribution margin? Nice, okay. So here's the thing that I want to talk about, and it's going to be contribution margin, right? A lot of brands do focus on their CPA, brands focus on their new customer ROAS, but contribution margin is actually an accounting term. And it never really made its way to the marketing side of things because this is something that accounts for every variable cost in your business, right? So formula is there. It's your sale price minus COGS, discounts, your shipping fees, your processing fees, and then your CAC, right? And what you're left with is either a positive number or a negative number, right? Positive number, you're contributing to the business. Negative, you're losing something, right? So that is how we've been kind of transitioning our performance marketing into monitoring contribution margin instead of figuring out, okay, what's an appropriate CAC, what's our LTV in 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, and then kind of determining, oh yeah, we're okay if we hover around this number, when in reality it kind of affects everything else, cash flow and profit and things like that. So I'm gonna go into, so yeah, I was so focused on improving our AOV on our landing pages, our conversion rates. I tried to make the best offers possible, right? Anything I could do to bump in our conversion rate, I did it. AOV, cool, it's at $90, great. I'm rocking this. I'm hitting my CPA that the finance team said I'm good with. But the thing is that you can get very carried away trying to make a very valuable offer. And so I'll give you an example of an offer we used to run. This is our top selling product. It's a collagen infused fat burner. I like to do a lot of bundling. I like to get our AOV up there. As you can see, one bottle is around $29.99. Trying to scale on Meta with a $29 AOV is ridiculously hard, so you gotta get that number up. So the way I wanted to improve AOV is by doing bundles with a little bit of a discount and free gifts, right? So as the monthly supply goes up, a little bit more discount, a few more free gifts. But what you can see here, right, the 6-month supply, 44% discount, adding a shaker cup, gummies, sample packs. This is a no-brainer for a consumer, right? They click on the ad, they get to the landing page, I'm getting so much free shit, I'm getting a discount, I'm buying this. Great for me, right? Wrong. So what ends up happening is that I've added so much in terms of my cost of goods, I've added so much discount that this offer requires me to be at a 2x return on my ads, which nowadays is very hard to scale, right? When you're spending $10,000 a day, $20,000 a day, you have to be at a 2x return to just break even. And I don't know, it was hard for me. probably difficult for others too, but I just couldn't do it. So what I did was I reworked the offer, okay? Now that same product that you saw before, that was $29.99 on the original offer, I actually increased the price to $39.99, okay? Added $10 more to my margin. 3-month supply, I removed the free gift, kept the same discount. The 6-month supply, again, removed the free gifts. I removed around $10 of COGS just by removing the free gifts. Now, obviously, you're thinking, oh, if you remove the offers, you remove the gifts, you remove the discounts, whatever it is, you've increased the price, your conversion rate is, right? So what ends up actually happening is you have to A/B test this. So if conversion rate drops by X amount, does my break-even ROAS come down just enough where it's easier for me to scale? And so I'll show you the numbers on it. So the first one, right? Like I said, the break-even ROAS was 2x. So at 10K, 20K a day in spend, I have to continuously get a 2x return on a new customer to just break even, okay? On the new offer, by adjusting a little bit, increasing the price, changing the discounts, removing the free gifts, my break-even ROAS is a 1.44x. Now, which one is easier to scale? The 1.4 or the 2x? So, that being said, if you guys are running ads, some offers to test out, bundling like the one that you just saw. BOGO offers, one of my favorites right now is buy two, get one, which is like the equivalent of like a 33% off, but you're not associating a discount with the brand. It's just a free gift, right? Cashback offers. Has anybody tested cashback offers yet? Through Fondue or anything like that? Really cool. Okay, I love talking about this. I'll quickly go through it. Cashback offers instead of a discount, right? So what ends up happening is you run a 20% off sale, $100 AOV, $20 comes right off the top, okay? With a cashback offer, you can even offer maybe even more. Let's say 30%, but cash back. So what ends up happening is the consumer is paying $100 up front, but they're getting an email after their purchase to get a 30% value in a gift card back. But there's two options, a Visa gift card or a gift card back to your store. And here's what the crazy part is. 50% of the people that get a cashback offer do nothing with it. 30% of the people take the gift card back to your store, which is great for repurchasing. 20% take the gift card in the form of a Visa gift card. So you just went from 20% off your top line down to just giving out 20% of the total users that are getting a gift card in the form of a Visa gift card. The app that we use for this is Fondue. Check it out. It drastically changes everything because one, you can actually offer more value. So instead of 20% off, you can give 40% cash back and you'll still net out better for your bottom line. Gift with purchase, offering something free, right? So for example, take a look at the usual discounts that you're giving, whether it's like 15% off, 20% off. Let's say at $100, 20% off is $20, right? If I can give a free gift, maybe it's a free product, my cost of goods on that is maybe $5. So in fact, I'm netting out better by giving a free gift, and there's a higher perceived value by giving a free product or whatever it is. And in fact, you're getting your customers to try other stuff from the store. So they come back and purchase something else. Always consider price testing. Like I said, I increased our price by $10, 30%, added so much more to my margin, and I had more room to scale our ad spend. Always consider price anchoring. Price anchoring is basically putting your highest price up front, then the middle, and then the lowest. Believe it or not, try this. Our AOV went up $15 without affecting our conversion rate, so it was a no-brainer. And then just clear communication around the offer. Hey, if you're getting 20% off, make sure they understand they're getting 20% off. Automatically apply your discounts, remove the friction as much as possible. Offer mistakes, basically what I talked about, right? Don't add too many free gifts, don't discount too much. Make sure you're always calculating your break-even ROAS before crafting an offer. Don't do what I did and do something crazy and make your life miserable. And so I want to get into creative diversity. So this was another mistake I made, which was kind of going all in on certain types of creatives. As you can see here, I over-indexed in this area. If you look at this grid, this is a grid that I suggest all of you create when you go back home. Have 4 quadrants. The top being static images, the bottom being videos, and then on right and left having lo-fi and then polished videos on the left. You want to make sure that you have assets in all 4 of these quadrants, right? Every single consumer reacts to ads differently, and you want to make sure you have something that appeals to everybody. Like I said, I over-indexed here. Your lo-fi videos are going to be your typical UGC style. Static lo-fi is going to customers holding the bottle in the pool, I guess. And then the static and like polished is going to be your lifestyle photography, photo shoot type of stuff. So make sure you have a lot more in every segment than just over-indexing on one. Another way to think about this is, again, static video, and then emotional benefits, and then the left side being product benefits. So emotional benefits, it's like, I have a busy day, I'm a mom, I don't get to the gym, this and that, and talking about the emotional needs of why you might need this product. And on the other side, talking more about product benefits. So like, this helps with boosting metabolism, helps with my hair, this and that. And again, you can see wide open in the top right. So making sure you're filling this up is super crucial. So types of video ads to consider running. This, I think, is something that everybody should, kind of lean into. Creator-generated content, right? So talking to influencers, talking to creators, getting something a little more scripted out. That high-polished look and feel is what you're going for. Then the next one is customer-generated content, right? So literally going to your customers and asking, hey, do you want to send us a 10-minute video, or sorry, like a 5-minute video, why you like the product? One thing that we do for this is we have a Facebook community. We post in there saying, would anybody be okay with getting on a Zoom call with us for like 5 minutes? We'll give you a $100 gift card. Just come and chat about why you bought. What did you like about the product? What do you don't like? And we literally take these videos and chop it up and run those as ads, and they crush. Then taking a mashup of kind of the creator, the customers, basically making more iterations. Reply videos, I'm sure you guys have seen this on TikTok, Instagram, taking the comment, replying back to it. Looks super native, whether it's on Meta, Instagram, or TikTok. Founder videos, so basically getting in front of the camera, talk about why you started your brand. Bonus points if you actually create an account on Facebook and Instagram and whitelist this content through it. 3D render, animations, basically, if you have some cool movements and you toss it up in an ad and, it just looks, different and interesting. And then a podcast style, which is, I think, new and upcoming. A lot of people are doing like fake podcast videos talking about products, and they're running those as ads, and it looks like a real podcast. I think this is going to be the new upcoming style of creatives everybody's going to start using, so get on it early. Static ads, I'm not going to go through each one, but you can take a picture. All the different types of static ads you should be running. These ads do really well in our ad account. And then let's jump into design and branding with Ankit.
All right, guys, I'm going to be super quick here. First, I apologize about the poorly designed deck here. This is what happens when you give your CEO Creative Cloud access. So Obvi's been through a little bit of a transformation here in the last 6 months. There's been a culmination of reasons why. One being we reformulated our powders. We made them all natural. We stripped the artificial sweeteners. It's a more premium product. And the other big reason was we got into Walmart. And when you get into retail, you need to really look at your branding, look at your packaging, and understand if it's optimized for retail. What happened with us is 3 years ago, we got into Vitamin Shop, a year after we launched our brand. And we took the same packaging we were running on direct-to-consumer, which was crushing, and we tried to put it on shelves at Vitamin Shop. We failed pretty badly. People didn't understand what it was. The hierarchy wasn't there. Vitamin Shop pretty much gave us feedback that people thought it was just cereal. So this time around, we definitely wanted to revamp that. And when you're going into retail, you don't have a PDP product page to do the selling for you. All you have is a different type of PDP, which is your principal display panel, the front of your packaging. We wanted to make sure that the value propositions were on the front. We wanted to make sure the hierarchy was there. We were able to control the user's eyes, and you can pretty much dictate what they see first and what they see last. And that's how we wanted to make it. Kind of like an RX bar. Here's our value propositions on the front. All the ingredients are written out, pretty much dictating why we're better than our competitors on the shelf. We then took that branding system and put it across all of our platforms, especially in our content, our landing pages, our community especially. So the thing that we were pleasantly surprised about with our community was the refresh invigorated the community. People want to have cool shit in their cupboards. People want to have cool shit on their kitchen counter. And when some of our community members who have been with us for 4 years, they've been getting the same packaging for 4 years now. When you get something new, it's exciting. So when they started posting about it, 80,000 women in that community, everyone wants it now. It's a more premium formula, and it's a premium look. We pretty much went with this philosophy going into retail, and the early numbers have looked really, really good. We weren't able to move anything at Vitamin Shop when we went in with the old packaging, and the new packaging has been crushing right now. Fingers crossed it keeps crushing. But it's invigorated the community, retail, and I think this is kind of the path forward for Obvi going forward.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. We are a little bit behind schedule, so I'm going to skip the Q&A for now, but they're going to be here, right? You guys are here till the end of this, till 4:30, or? Yeah, all right, so yeah, go find them, go harass them. They gave you everything you need to start a competitor, so now's your opportunity. And yeah, this one right here. Oh, there you go, that's right. And tonight's event is hosted by Chew on this. It's going to be at Taos. If anyone hasn't signed up yet, is that the link to the event? Oh, it's the next slide? Okay. So that's their podcast. And then this is tonight's event at Taos. Food is free. Just come hang out. You can use that QR code to sign up. Drinks are free too, this guy.